Woo! This thing coming in handy right here. All right. Praise the highest. It's a little nippy out here this morning. Oh, family, I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry. We all were deceived. First of all, from Shalom worldwide, everybody that's tapping in. Oh man, I'm done, y'all. I never was fighting, you know. I never was. It never was on my spirit. I never wanted to do any of it, but others wanted to do that, you know. And I know how the Most High work. If anybody is able to be deceived, it's because he left the space for them to be deceived, And I know that. I know that nobody winds up anywhere by accident. Everything is his will, right? Everything is the Most High's will. But I'm just looking back at everything now that I know exactly what's going on. Man, it's deep. Where do I start? Oh man, it's deep. Now I understand everything. It all makes sense. It all makes sense. Last letter, Shalom, Bakar Tawab. Good morning, right? Yvonne Howard, Shalom, sister. Stephanie Hodge, Shalom. Jin Jin, Shalom. My sister D'Amico, Shalom, sister. Uh, Good to see everyone. Uh, yeah, it's on the level. It's on a level that we never could have imagined, y'all. All right. Carly, Shalom. I don't know what that word is. Some photography and art. Shalom. Uh, the scripture coming to mind right now is Matthew 5:7. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Right? Oh, okay. Phoenix. Are you in Phoenix? You trying to come get with us? What you doing? Send us an email. Plant Vineyards 144 at gmail.com. Send us something over there. And link in, y'all. We family. It's time to come together, right? The real saints. My brother Kayam, right? Uh yeah, it's on a level that we never could have imagined, y'all. And I feel sorry for all of us, man. You know, I feel sorry for all of us, man. We was following, we didn't know who we was following, right? And man, but it makes sense, you know. And the Most High told me what He told me, but He didn't tell me why. And that's what I'm finding out now. I'm finding out the whys. You know, there's a lot of things He have to just play out, and the reasons in between ain't always there. But He let me see the end of certain things. But what's playing out in between is just like crazy. And when I disclose 2018, it's all gonna make sense to you, right? And that's what faith is. You just gotta have faith. But the main part you have the spirit of the Most High, right? And you have the Holy Rawak, guiding us. And there's a reason why the people are here. They're here. And there's a reason why the people that are over there's a reason why they're over there, right? And there's a lot of them over there that know things are wrong, that know me, right? That know me, right? And when it came down to it, they said, nah, I'm still choosing this elder in this church. I know Bronze, I know he's pure, right? But they just didn't believe in this, and they just said, nah, I'm not leaving my church. Have your church. Oh, I'm so sorry, y'all. And now I understand why he pulled me out of here and all of that, why he had to do everything that he's done. It's over. I'm leaving this alone. I ain't got nothing else to say about this, right? I'm going to just do what I got to do, and they're not going to stop because they're not merciful. And I understand now why they're not merciful, right? They're not going to stop. And they want to hurt me and all that. They want to do all of that, right? But yep, y'all following the Satanists straight up, okay? And that's all I'm saying. You do your own digging and research, and you figure this out for yourself, right? Because the ones that's with me are already with me, and it's the reason why they're with me. It's a reason why, right? Because we are the ones who the Most High really got, right? And that's why He pulled me out of this earth. And that's why He's been telling me everything He's been telling me since 2018. Okay? Period. I understand now. I don't even got no more conversation for it. Okay? So don't think I'm acting brand new on the lives going forward from here. I'm not acting brand new. I just don't have no more words for that. And I was looking at it. I begged yesterday. I begged, and it seems like when I'm going live and I'm talking to you guys, everything is happening, right? So I get off of the live and the Most High and Satan are battling, right? They battling probably right now. It's every time when I click this in stream, boom. And then I go and I find out everything that's been transpiring while I'm live. So it's like it's so much power in this live right now that we're doing right now, because this is when everything goes crazy. And then I click off of here and I find out everything that's going on, everything that He has been doing while I'm live, and the Most High. I mean, people are coming out of the earth and just disclosing information, you know, people that know things, people that know people, right? And the Most High are sending these people and putting it on their hearts to come this way and give information here, right? And it's crazy, y'all. And with the humble means that I started with, I didn't know at what level that everything was going to transpire in the part that I was going to play and the part that you're going to play, right? Because if you've been rocking with me, then the Most High has had his hand on you, right? And I know how shallow that sounds. Somebody's gonna hear that. They don't even hear the power that's in those words because it's been spoken so much in the earth that you know what I mean? It it's mistaken and it sounds powerless and it just, you know what I mean? It's been redundant. It doesn't mean anything, you know? But I know what I'm saying. In the spiritual realm know what I'm saying. And the people that's rocking with us, they know what I'm saying. Right? And some of you guys may not know to the extent, but but mercy, y'all. I'm big on mercy, and I couldn't understand the overkill. But now I understand it, you know? There is no mercy. Ain't none in that heart, you know? Nah, ain't none. Why couldn't I just go? I understand all of that now, you know? Why couldn't I just go do this? Right? Why am I not Christ? Because the Most High gives me another mission, right? Let's go there, right? Don't expect everybody to, be a part of you and your circle. It don't mean that they're not of Christ. Let's go there and read that and understand that. All right, John 10. Let's run here one more time. Right? John 10 and 16. And other sheep I have which are not of this fold, them also I must bring, and they shall hear my voice. And there shall be one fold and one shepherd. So there's only one fold and there's only one shepherd, right? Sheep, it's a lot of sheep. Sheep everywhere, right? It's gonna be some over here, it's gonna be some over there, right? Now, what you want to see these separate flocks of sheep doing is fighting with each other, right? Even when they're in these other groups, right? There's some just standing back like, nah, I don't get involved in that, right? Now, Satan has to muddy them waters, right? And make things hard to see, right? And that's what I meant to go into. Uh, let them grow together, right? The wheat and the tare, we got to grow together. We got to grow together with these people, y'all, and that's how we can identify them. They don't have mercy, right? They don't have mercy. They're not going to stop. They don't care if you're dead. They're going to be the corpse, right? They don't care. You're in pain. They see your pain. They don't care. They don't care if your kidneys don't work, something like this. They don't care about that. You know? I'm like, I've been saying, man, how could they, they saw how I was humbled and sat down and sat out, and you know what I mean? How could somebody be so cold, you know? Even toward a sick man, Yeshaya was healing the sick. Me, I didn't care what we was going. If you was talking crazy to me and I found out you was sick, I was trying to get in there and get that prayer in and get that oil in. And you know what I'm saying? I was killing whatever feeling I had going on with you while we was going back and forth, right? Oh no, the work is more important, right? I see work. Whoa, that's work. He's sick. you know. And never mind that. Never mind what we going through, brother. Listen, you know, I've dealt with situations like that, and I walked away from a friend. You know, grab a hand, brother. Let me pray with you. You know what I'm saying? And that's the spirit of the Most High in Christ, y'all. Be looking for the opportunity to do that out there, y'all. If you're listening to me, if you hear my voice right now, right? It's better if you do it with somebody who considers themselves an enemy, right? Right in the middle of y'all arguments, you find out something like that, kill all of that, go straight into the Most High's work. Watch what your warship turns into if you're doing things like this, right? I got threatened with UPS yesterday, y'all, because I'm living out here on this undeveloped land with my children and things, from a bishop. And I've already dealt with them, right? They already pulled out a case on me, right? And we knocked it out. We knocked it out. They came, they did what they did. They assessed everything and they left me alone. They closed my case. So good luck with that. Go ahead, go for it. They just left like a couple of months ago, right? And I know who told them that because somebody out of the church gave us a little helping hand. And that's how they found that out, right? So we have people, man, they doing some crazy stuff. So that whole organization over there, and it makes sense because I got news yesterday, right? And I was able to parallel that with my experience and why the Most High was telling me what He has told me. He didn't tell me why, he just told me what it was and what it was going to be and told me what to do. But now the whys are coming out. Why? Right? And it's like people are really not for him. They're not they're not for him. Right? Oh, that man, wait a minute. I'm just going to read it. I'm not going to do the commentary. I'm just going to read y'all something. Can I read you something? Matthew 15:8. This people draweth nigh unto me with their mouth and honoreth me with their lips. But their heart is far from me. Their heart is far from him, y'all. Mm-mm-mm. You never can imagine. You would never imagine, right? Mm-mm-mm. Now we see. Now it comes out. And I feel sorry for everybody over there. The prophecies, you know what I'm saying? Oh, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. That's going to happen. And then it happens. Now it all makes sense. Right? The hat trick and all that, you know what I'm saying? Dealing with a wizard. So, yeah, don't expect nothing. Don't expect wisdom. Oh, why this? Why that? You know, anybody with some sense would have did this and did that. That's out the window, and you ain't gonna see wisdom. You ain't gonna see the right decision. You're not gonna see that. Hey, what's up? Why this and that? Like, man, the dude, man, why you keep going into this? You know, why you keep talking about that? They're not gonna stop. They ain't gonna stop. Why you talk about that man like that? And he used to be a part of your church. And what about his kids? And what he don't care about kids. He don't care about none of that. Right? He's on the other team secretly. And you gonna see, oh, I was nothing. I was nothing. Everybody else was this and that and big and bad, and he did this and he's done that for us, and he blah blah. Okay, all right. You have your elder and that church. Go for it. Have it all. Right? Why? Because his will be done. This is why he has no problem going into certain books. Oh, it's on a level you don't even know. It's on a level you don't even know. It's on a level you don't even know. Right? But enough of that. Enough of talking about that. I want to talk about the merciful. I want to talk about us who have mercy and understand mercy. And on the flip side, us who want to know mercy and have mercy and obtain mercy. Right? That's what I want to talk about. You know, the the things of the most high, right? Let's talk about that, y'all. Cause I see it clearly now. I see that clearly now too, you know, and that's why we're not being left alone over here because they don't want no progress over here, you know. Every moment that they can take away from what we can be talking about, they're thankful for that moment. So now let's get into the things of the Most High, of our Father, right? You know, the things of the sapphire blue. You know what I'm saying? Let's get into those things, right? Ephesians 4 and 32. through 51 or through 5 and 1. My fault, because it goes into, it jumps over a chapter. It jumps chapters. It goes from 4 to 5, this passage, right? So that's Ephesians. Ephesians is our spiritual book, right? Ephesians, oh, they're going to tell you all about the spirit, right? Now, Ephesians 4 and 32, and be ye kind one to another, right? Oh, that struck me, y'all. I would like to keep reading and just, but I had to really say lie, you know what I'm saying, for a minute, Man, how much kindness have we seen, y'all? So that's deep right there, y'all, right? Let's start doing what this book say, y'all. We've been doing it, Let's say we've been doing it 60%. Let's do it 100, y'all. You know, let's say we've been doing it 30%. Let's do it 70, Let's bump it up, you know what I'm saying? Let's turn up the volume on that thing. You know what I'm talking about? Being kind one to another, you know what I'm saying? This is teaching us. It's telling us right now. Be ye kind to one another. What's the next word? Tender-hearted, right? How many of us can say that we're tender-hearted, right? What is tender-hearted? It ain't all of that rough stuff. Everything is with force and vigor and nah, tender-hearted, right? That's the love. Those are the things of that realm, right? Tender-hearted. How many of us are tender-hearted? Huh? Forgiving one another, right? So yeah, somebody done wronged you and things like this, you know. Somebody is coming to you like, hey man, I made a mistake, and you still like, get out of here. No, nah, don't be like that. Forgiving one another, right? Forgiving one another. Why? Because spirits, and that's what it do. These spirits jump into us. We offend people, right? And then when the spirits see the offenses that we cause and all of that, then it jump out of us. Now you got a good brother standing there who is repentant, right? And you still treating them away, according to uh things that happened while a demon was in them, right? you know. So yeah, you know. Even as the Most High, for Christ's sake, has forgiven you, right? Be ye therefore followers of the Most High, as dear children, right? So we got to be like him, you know? And that's all in the vein of blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy, right? If we are merciful, we will receive mercy, right? It's like becoming a merchant of something, right? If I'm collecting cans, I'm going to have cans, right? And what are you going to do with those cans? You're going to put them somewhere, right? There's somewhere where the cans are going, right? Where's the cans going? To somebody who takes the cans. And what do? After they take those cans? They tell you, see you later? No, they pay you, right? So the Most High, he's the one that's going to pay you, right? So let's get out here, collect mercy, y'all. And you see how they was on me, y'all, and that's what they wanted me to do. They wanted me to get out here and fuss, cuss, and break down, and accuse, and point my finger, and ex- expose everything I know about them, and you know, try to take them down. They couldn't get me to do it. They couldn't fill me up with that fury. Get his wife, right? Uh-oh. Y'all there? My computer just gave me a warning about my connection. Y'all send some sevens through if you could hear me. Let me get some sevens. Okay. All praises. All praises. Okay, we still rolling. We still rolling. Yeah. Uh we all right, y'all. Man, I feel so good, y'all. Right? My father, he done let me know. He done revealed so much yesterday, y'all. I get I get hit tough from both sides, from the righteous, Yikes. Oh, it's on the level that we better leave them people alone over there, y'all. It ain't nothing to stop them from doing nothing that they want to do in this, right? Nothing to stop them. They'll do whatever. That changes things. That changes the begging, you know, trying to tap into the most high that's within people and all. Nah, right? It's an Enoch chapter 15 situation, right? Nah, you can't reason. You can't reason with that. That's another team, right? Second Samuel 22, verse 26. With the merciful, thou would show thyself merciful, and with the upright man, thou would show thyself upright, right? That's talking about the Most High, right? When he sees mercy, he's going to show mercy. When he sees that you're trying to be upright, he's going to be upright. And what's going to happen when he's being upright? Ain't he the one that we go to for that? He's going to feed your uprightness. When he sees you being trying to be upright, he's going to make that easier for you to be even more upright. That's why we're upright, and we feel that growing in ourselves. And then we look back last month and we know that we're more upright now than we were last month, right? What's going to happen when we look at ourselves next year, right? Next year we're going to look back, we're going to say, man, I'm way more upright than I was this time last year, right? And that's bringing the precept to mind. Let's go there. I think that's Matthew, one of my favorites, 5 and 6. That's crazy. That is bringing me to this path, that this whole path that we're doing. I know that the spirit is thick right now, right? It's on right now. It's in the midst. Oh my goodness. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled, right? Wow. Let's read it again. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, right? So you have given your life to Christ, right? And you want nothing more than to be righteous, you know? We hunger and we thirst after that righteousness, right? Keep doing that, right? Keep hungering and thirsting after that righteousness. You know why? Because you shall be filled. That means all of that righteousness that you hungered and thirsted after, you're going to reach it, right? It's going to become your reality, right? You will be as righteous as you desire to be. You will reach it, right? All of that wisdom you wish you had, you're going to have it. All of those deeds you hope to do, you're going to do them, right? It's going to become a reality in your life, how righteous you want to be and all of that. And so much comes with that, right? We don't want to be righteous just to be righteous. No, we want to please our Father, right? And when you please Him, so much comes with that, right? He's going to do so much. He's going to show you so much, right? You're going to grow propellers, right? You're going to fly, right? You're going to fly high, right? And these are the things that you guys were seeing in me 2015, 2016, right? 2017. Do y'all remember that? I remember. Do y'all remember how we used to just hang together and just, you know what I'm saying? And how y'all was on every word that came out of my mouth, you know? And we was like this. We had that thing was tight, boy. You remember that? That's why, because I was benefiting off of all of this. The Most High was doing all of this. This scripture that I'm reading right here, that's why. A lot of people may remember that, right? The influence was so strong in this community, right? And if we were with the right people and if we were who we thought we were with, you know, the people who were overseeing us and things like that, they would have saw that and they would have said, okay, let us put him in the front, you know. If it was about Christ and bringing souls and you know what I mean, how people claim, they would have said, they would have looked at that that brother Brian's name and all of that. They would have put that in the front. Let's put this in the front. You know what I'm saying? And man, we probably could have swept the earth. You know what I'm saying? But that's not the Most High's will. He don't want the earth swept, right? He's choosing and picking us, you know, sparingly, right? Sparingly, he's been picking, choosing us. And we just got to trust his will because he knows what he's doing. He's been picking a speckle of a person, right? Here and there through time, right? He's the master planner. He's perfect in his planning, right? A whole year went by and he probably, it's a remnant of us. A whole year done went by and he probably ain't picked but two people, right? And it don't matter where they are. They could be anywhere, in any group, you know? They don't even have to be in the truth. They could be anywhere, but he's just, okay, you. Okay, you. You know what I'm saying? A whole year might go by. He ain't picked number two people, three people, five. You know what I'm saying? Five this year, right? And it's like we reach right now, and he says, okay, break them off. Start your thing. Boom, take them. Right? Y'all go. We got enough now. We got the number that pleases him. And he like, okay, y'all break off from that situation. Y'all go this way. Y'all do y'all thing. Right? And the cold part about that is we ain't the only people that understand this. Right? The other side understand it too. And it's their job to do everything in their power to stop it. Right? And it's an uphill battle. Right? And it's kind of not fair because they get to use tactics that we don't get to use. We don't get to get aggressive and attack them and try to take them down by character and all of that, right? We don't get to do that. Why? Because love does no ill to his neighbor. We don't get to use a tactic outside of love. Everything we do has to be done in love, right? You know what else we don't get to do? Lie. We don't get to tell lies, right? I don't like how I feel, right? Never have I. I grew up like that, right? When you say something out your mouth and it's not the truth, that would kill me right now. I can't do that, right? To blatantly lie and just keep on living like I just lie yesterday. I couldn't sleep with myself, right? No, we're repentant, right? We don't want to deceive nobody, right? It's one of my biggest fears for you to take something I say and go hurt yourself. That's on my soul. I gotta deal with that. Right? I gotta deal with that. The most high is gonna deal with me according to that. Right? So now it's all making sense, right? It's all making sense now why things are going the way they're going. It's all making sense now. And this is the real deal, right? You ain't gonna find nothing else about me. What you see is what you got, baby. This man is pure. My heart is after a higher, right? And that's the spirit, right? That you resonating with, right? It's bringing us all together, right? It's his spirit, right? Look around. The people that you identify with, they are of him. It's his spirit that's in all of us that's bringing us together, right? And it's a reason why those ain't here. It's a reason why they're not here. Feel what I'm saying? It's a reason why they're elsewhere, right? And we just got to let that be what that is, right? There's a reason for that. With the merciful, thou wilt show thyself mercy, and with an upright man, thou wilt show thyself upright. You know, James 2 and 13. You know, James, the book of James, that entire book, it's about hypocrisies, right? Because we can't often see ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We see everybody else, right? We can't see ourselves unless we do what? Unless we look in the mirror, When we look in the mirror, now you're looking at yourself. But naturally, that ain't how it works. I'm looking out right now. I can see my lap. I can see my hands. I can't look into my own eyes, right? Unless I look into a mirror, right? So you see a plane and you can look across it and you see everybody else. You don't see yourself. So what would happen if you start speaking on the things that you see, right? You won't see yourself. You're seeing everybody else. But what if somebody else do that? Somebody else got the same sight of the plane that you got, but they're not gonna see themselves. They'll see you, right? So you're describing what you see on the plane, and somebody else is describing what they see on the plane. What you think is gonna happen when they get to you? They can see your folly, right? So it's hypocritical, right? You see the plane, you don't see yourself, right? Now, when you're going against the hypocritical spirit, that means you are able to see also yourself, right? You can see the rest of the plane, but there's a mirror. Bang! That's what when you turn on the hypocrisy, you can see yourself, right? And that's what the book of James is. Con, when you read this book of James, you're going to find yourself a lot saying, well, that's me. You know, I act like that sometimes, right? It's only five chapters long. That's what we need to do with one of these lives. Just take a live and just read the book of James. You know what I'm saying? But this is the book of James. It says, for he shall have judgment without mercy, that has showed no mercy. And mercy rejoiceth against judgment, right? Mercy rejoices against judgment, right? Man, that's deep right there. For he shall have mercy, for he shall have judgment without mercy, right? So if you have judgment without mercy, that means you're being judged, right? And mercy is out of the question in your judgment, right? Who? Who shall have judgment like that without mercy in it? It tells us in the next quotations that has showed no mercy. That's who's gonna have a judgment like that. You who have showed no mercy, right? And mercy rejoices against judgment, right? And that's the way it's really supposed to be. Mercy is really supposed to rejoice against judgment, right? Mercy ain't tripping off of judgment. Mercy is looking at judgment saying, that don't apply to me, right? Why? Because I'm merciful. And who shall have mercy, right? Blessed are the merciful, for they shall receive what? Y'all see this book? No man could have wrote this, right? That just flipped your mind so many ways, frontwards and backwards. You know what I'm saying? Only in the end to make perfect sense. That's a higher, y'all. That's our Father, right? That's who's gonna get the mercy, the merciful, right? So it's a reason. There's your reason for the overkill, right? That's why that's happening the way that's happening, right? I haven't seen that. The worst of the worst that I dealt with, it was an apology away. When I was able to recognize my errors and things, and man, it was an apology away, right? Not in the world, though. Not when you're not in this truth. The world don't care about an apology. It ain't nothing to them but a sign of weakness. Oh, he gives up, he quits. Okay, now let me hit him with this that I had tucked. You know what I'm saying? He don't even know I got this. Let me hit him with this after you didn't apologize. you know? Nah. Mm-mm. Uh-uh. Right? Let's go to another one in the book of James. James 3:17. But the wisdom that is from above is first pure, right? I think I broke this down before on one of them songs. Yeah, Easy and Treated. I broke this down, right? The wisdom from above is first pure. It's pure, y'all. It ain't mixed with nothing. That's what pure means. Pure means one thing, right? So it's not pure if you're coming in one vein and you're saying one thing, right? But it's really something else hidden, right? And their bishop did me like that. Hey, I'm coming in the vein. I'm not coming in the vein of the church. Me and you, brother to brother, he brought up some of our history and stuff. Yeah, you remember blah, blah. And yeah, I'm coming to you as a brother, brother to brother. You know what I mean? And then I get on the internet and everything we talked about is coming out of Elder Ricard's mouth, Oh, I'm not coming in the vein of the church, but that was impurity, right? And now see, I know this book and I see things like that. And I say, wow, how could you do that? How could you claim to be a man of the Most High and then do that to me? My walk has been full of things like that with people. Like, how could you do that to me and forget about this scripture, right? How could you forget about this scripture and then do that to me? You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing it done amongst others. How could you be a man of this book and do that to that person, right? And that's what we need to start doing, y'all. We need to start living by this book, y'all. When we see this stuff, we need to know what that means, right? And we need to be able to show this to somebody, right? And have them, have the opportunity to see that because sometimes we really don't see. Sometimes things run by on this side and we didn't see it. We looking this way, you know, and you got to tap a brother's shoulder to say, hey, and point at it. Okay. That's what we're doing when we give a brother the opportunity to say, hey, I apologize. I did not see that. Right? I see it now. I apologize. It'll never happen again. You know, and yeah, we gotta be pure, right? The wisdom that is from above, because there's a lot of wisdom, right? There's wisdom in a lot of places, right? But we want the wisdom that's coming from above. The wisdom that's coming from above is pure, right? What is it next? It's peaceable. It's peaceable, guys, right? Not chaos, not fighting, not bickering, right? Not finger pointing, none of that. It don't want no smoke, right? It's peaceable. It doesn't want to fight, right? It would rather not do that, right? It would rather discuss things another way. It would never. It would rather teach another way. It don't want to teach like that. It don't want to do. You know what I mean? It's peaceable, right? Anybody could pull up and be okay, right? It's peaceable. What else is it? It's gentle. Nah, it's rough. It's gentle. The wisdom of the Most High, the wisdom from above is first pure, then peaceable, then gentle, right? Easy to be entreated. What is entreated? Entreated means there's a problem, right? And then it's easy to fix. That's entreated. That's easily entreated, right? Entreated means fixable, fixable. You know what I'm saying? It's easily entreated. It's easy to deal with. You know what I'm saying? It's not hard to deal with. You ever seen that sight where you on your knees, like, man, you done gave your everything, and you just like, you speaking your last few words before death, and you just like, and they still just unbothered, just no, you know, that's the opposite of easy and treated, right? Stone face, just no, you know, no feelings, none in there. Like you talking to a brick pillar, you know what I'm saying? Just no warm heart in there, nowhere. You know what I'm saying? You might as well not even be trying to beg this person or nothing. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to hear it. They set in their ways. They're going to do what they're going to do. They're going to say what they're going to say. And at the end of it, it's going to hurt you further, right? They bent on destroying things, right? You can't talk to them, right? But the wisdom that is from above is first pure, then peaceable, gentle, and easy to be entreated. What else is it? Full of mercy and good fruits. I don't even need to break that down. That's cut and dry. Full of mercy and good fruits, without partiality. What is partiality? That's favoritism, right? It's without favoritism, right? Because they like that with one, but you'll see them be another way with another, right? So that's not even the way that there really is. They're just like that with a certain person. You know what I'm saying? So somebody else come along and he's good. Oh yeah, well, he's seeing a whole different character, right? So one person is saying, "Man, this guy is like stone with me," and then the next guy is like, "Well, he's not like that with me," and you can't tell him nothing about the same person because they're seeing another person, right? Well, this book is saying it's wrong, even with the person that you're doing it to, right? The person that not getting that treatment should see it with another one and be worried about that because this book is telling us right here that it's wrong, right? Should not be so. That's partiality right there, fam, right? And how does it end? Without hypocrisy. Why is hypocrisy coming directly behind partiality? Because you're not with that, you're not like that with everybody. You was like that with this cat, right? And then this next one came and you treated him good, right? So it's a partiality, it's a favoritism, right? That's what partiality is favoritism, right? And that's an impure heart. And that's why it ended with hypocrisy, because you a hypocrite. You was good with this dude, right? And now this guy comes and he's, oh, I don't like him because he has on that shirt, I hate him. You treat him bad because of the shirt he has on, right? And then another guy walks up with the same shirt. Oh, hi, how you doing, man? And you telling him like, hey, man, that dude got on the same shirt. Yeah, but it's, he got a different hat on. Praise the higher, you know what I'm saying? Boy, the book will break the book down. You don't gotta go nowhere else. You don't gotta look nowhere else. The book will break down the book, right? Right, Remiel, code switch. Man. But yeah, let's be merciful out there, right? We gonna revisit this again and again because this is all we talking about over here, baby, is love and the things of love, right? We trying to get to the electric blue, right? Which Enoch called the sapphire blue, right? That's where we trying to get at. We trying to we trying to skip all these other realms, right? And go straight into a realm of love. Judah Ware, Shalom, sister, right? And you know, we gonna be blessed, y'all, and we all right, and the Most High is with us, right? Be not confused out there. You know what I'm saying? We gonna be all right over here. How do I know? Because he showed me, because he showed it to me, right? And it's on a level, man. We've been looking at people, we've been giving people the benefit of the doubt, for being of the Most High and things like that, and not understanding why they do the things they do and why they operate in the ways that they choose to operate, and now all of that has become clear because it's easy for them to do what they do because they're really not on the Most High side, right? I'm just telling you, right? I'm just telling you. You're going to find out how you're going to find out, right? If you heed not the warning, right? Go into the dirt and the receipts and all, and all. It'll taint my spirit, right? There's no way I could do that and still be blameless, right? But I'm going to say what I'm going to say, right? Give you the end, right? I'm going to give you the end result. I'm not going to walk you all the way through everything, right? I was a receiver. I was a receiver of those things. I'm not going to become a merchant of those things. No, I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to go into that. Right. And it don't matter for the ones who would stay anyway and keep giving respect to certain people and things like that. Ain't no talking to them. They're there. Right. But if the spirit be in you, right, that has dealt with me, that's all you need to hear. You heard it. You're going to move. You're going to make your decision. You're going to move how you need to move. Right. And I feel sorry for them, y'all. I feel sorry for everybody that's over there. Right. But I can't deal with them. I can't go back and forth. I can't do that. And that's over. That's over. I ain't talking to them. Let Christ talk to them. They know everything I know. They know more than I know. So what can I say over there? What can I get anybody to see over there? Right? They already done chose up. And it's to a level that, oh my goodness, it's a cold thing, y'all. It's a cold thing. Right? Almost want to feel bad about the Most High, right? How did you let me be deceived for so long, Father? You know, but at the same time, you got to thank him and give him all the glory, because he like, man, I'm freeing you now. I'm letting you go now. Yeah, you there were things you needed to see and things you needed to deal with and all, you know what I mean? You wasn't ready, but now you're spiritually mature and you're ready, and now I can reveal certain things to you, right? But I don't know if everybody here with their ears open is ready for that, right? So I'd rather not go into all of that. But yeah, mm-mm. You got to be careful who you're following. But you'll be all right if you're watching this book. Everybody will be okay if you're watching this book and you're looking in the earth for the things that this book is talking about. And when you see it, you know it, then you will be fine. No worries, right? And the Most High will free you on the day that He finds it in His decree to free you, you know? But all praises to the Most High, y'all. I love all of y'all, right? We're going to be all right. We're going to be just fine, right? Even if they smoke us, okay? They can't do nothing. They can't do nothing but send us to the sapphire. That's all they can do, right? All praises be unto His holy name. I am, you know what I'm saying? Okay? And let's go through all of the places where we are, right? Some places have 2 people. Some places have 3 people. Some places I only establish something with 1 person, right? But either way it goes, all of these places, right? They're waiting for you. If you're in that town, if you're in that city, right? All of us in Southern California, right? Link in. I'm going to put the email in the chat. I'm going to put this email in the chat. Okay, what we was talking about, that's over. We just doing some announcements right now. Okay. Plant Vineyards 144 at Gmail. Y'all keep that email going if y'all can. Just copy it, paste it, or something like that. You know. But that's the email. Y'all link in if y'all in these areas. Southern California, all of Southern California, link in. Hit that email. Let us know where you're at. And for us here, we ready to go out. We got enough people. So we going street teaching. We going street teaching Sunday, y'all. So if you want to go out for that, definitely tap in. We gonna go somewhere. We gonna be somewhere. .504, that's Louisiana. I don't know who that is, but I'm not about to interrupt this. If you don't know I'm live, then I apologize. That rhymes. If you don't know I'm live, then I apologize and I blah blah. You know what I'm saying? But that's how a rapper thinks. He's always looking at rhyming words. I'm sorry, y'all. I apologize. Uh Southern Cali, we going out. We going out Sunday, right? Northern Cali, brother Mark, he's ready to receive y'all. I just linked somebody to that body this morning. Mark, check your email if you haven't. You got somebody trying to come where y'all at. Mark already got it going, right? We got a full congregation there in SAC, so you know what I'm saying. If you in California, link in. Mark ready for you, right? And if we get 3, 4, 5 in Oakland somewhere, you know, then everybody closer to Oakland, y'all can start going there. So if you're in Oakland, tap in, right? Let's put this thing together. Arizona, If you're around Arizona, tap in. We're there, right? We already there, ready to link up. Phoenix, right? Phoenix, ready to go. Tap in. Vegas, tap in, right? The email address is in the chat. Tap in if you're in Vegas. New Mexico, tap in. Colorado, tap in. Washington, tap in. Houston, you're in Texas. And you're in Houston, Dallas, Fort Worth, y'all tap in, right? San Antonio, right? We got San Antonio now, right? So if you're in San Antonio, tap in. Right? North Carolina, if you're in China, tap in. Okay? Ma'ak Ramak, very close. If you're talking to him, you might as well be talking to me. Very close. Right? Tap in North Carolina. I will see y'all soon. Right? I'm headed there. Right? I'm going to go visit there soon. Georgia, tap in. If you're in Atlanta, if you're in Macon, tap in. If you're on the cusp of Georgia, going into Florida, we have somebody there. Tap in, right? If you're in Florida, if you're in Tampa Bay, tap in, right? If you're in Orlando, okay, Ayalawan is ready to link up with you. Tap in, he's there, right? If you're in Virginia, tap in, right? If you're in South Louisiana, tap in, right? If you're in North Louisiana, we need you, right? You will be our point of contact for that area if you hurry up and tap in, right? We need North Louisiana. Tap in. We don't have nobody there. And if you're in Detroit, Michigan, tap in. Tap in, right? If you're in Grand Rapids, tap in, right? I'm gonna have my op receive y'all. If you're in Grand Rapids, right? Tap in. If you're in Kentucky, tap in. Have somebody ready to receive y'all in Kentucky. Tap in. Right? Newly last night, I've been chopping it up. If you're in Cincinnati, right? Cincinnati, tap in. Right? Cincinnati is ready to go. Right? If you're trying to get you a farm or some land or anything like that, right? If you don't have any land, we're going to have Jerry come through. Or matter of fact, I'm going to be going to him next Tuesday, right? Or anything you want to do, any business you want to do, it don't got to be, a vineyard. It don't got to be that, you know. You can discuss it with him if you have any kind of business you want to do. The government will fund your business, y'all, right? And he'll just have a stipulation or something like that. The government will just have a stipulation where, he'll have you do something, as a part of your business, you know. So have those ideas ready next Tuesday. We're still gonna do this. They're trying to stop it. right? They throwing a monkey wrench into every aspect of my life. And like, and now we understand why they're doing that. They're not of the most high at all, right? Whatever they're doing in our face is a front, They're really living another life behind closed doors, you know. They really have other practices and things like that, Everything makes sense now, you know. Watch. And that's the cool part about all of this is that, man, we get to this throne, y'all. There's going to be a judgment and all of that, So, I mean, all praises to the Most High, for His guidance and all of that, But, whew. In the description, y'all, we have the email at the top to link in for any reason, health reasons, remedies, I'm gonna start doing a thing with recipes, for us to cook and have healthy meals and things like that. It's a lot of things I plan to get into. You know, uh, so that's the email address. I'm having a problem with the Plant Vineyards Cashapp right now. Something's going on with it. We can't figure it out. So right now we're just gonna use the Fringes. That's my wife's. We gonna use that until I could clear this up. I'm dealing with technical support right now on the Plant Vineyards Cash App, and I know y'all been trying to send. It's sending me a notice every time y'all try to send something, so I am finding out about it. And that's how you could tell I ain't greedy, because I would have been fixed this. I ain't tripping off of that. You know, we we're really not in the way of spending money on the things that I got to do out here right now. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm about to start, and I'm about to really need y'all donations in a minute, but I haven't recently. That's why I haven't gotten around, and y'all keep every day trying to send something and it ain't working out. But for now, let's just use my wife's. That's the same thing too. That's my phone number on there, to my phone in my pocket. So, you know what I'm saying? So just send it to $Fringes with a Z instead of a S. That's in the description, right? And lastly is my wife's clothes. She had stopped doing the clothes, you know, and we just needed more time. We needed to do other things with our time for a while, and she was doing it. She was only dealing with, people directly attached to our family that's, around, and you know what I mean, things like that. She wasn't really from the internet much, but we've opened that back up to the internet, so you guys can get in and get your friend's shirt and your meat trees and your dresses and things like this, and your head wraps, and you know what I mean. The things that you see in that site are available. So, that's open. Con. Uh, South Africa. We need somebody to go to South Africa. If you're going to go for a vacation or something like that, let us know, because we got some land and stuff for y'all to check out, and some people for y'all to go meet, and you can speak in the vein of us and on the behalf of us, and go over there and check this out, because I'm not going to Africa no time soon. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really tripping off of that right now. I will be one day, but I mean, it's land, it's ours, it's available to us. You know, uh, y'all could go now if somebody wants to go there. If you want to go to South Africa, you're welcome. You know, it's a lot of land. One of them is a lot of land. One of them is not as big as the other land, but it's still, some acres. You could go out there, you could set something up, you know. I know money is different over there and things like that. It weighs different and things like that, you know. So you could go over there, you know, and you could take some of your money and you can put something together. You could put together a living abode, you know, and you can live there and you can start growing there, you know, and we could be dealing with you over there, you know. We could be sending you stuff over there for you to get seeds and stuff to grow with and you know, pipe and you know, and whatever you need, you know. And you could be growing over there and eating over there and living on the land in South Africa. You know, we have 2 plots, you know, so man, that's endless land over there. It's a lot. One of them is a lot, y'all. You know, the other one's a few acres. But I mean, you know, how many houses can you put on 1 acre? So, you know what I mean? You know, you guys are welcome to that. You know, you could go check it out, you know, and that's just something that I'm throwing out there, you know. Uh, what other announcements? Think that's it. Think that's all the announcements. All right, so shalom, y'all. We're gonna tap back in later on. You know, you're gonna get off this internet. You're gonna see some crazy stuff because they coming against right the true most high, right? They know what they're doing, right? We don't know. We've been in the blind. But now this is a big point in time right now where the most high, he has revealed to us everything that's going on. It's a cold deal, y'all. It's cold out there, but I'm telling you, don't worry about nothing, y'all. You know, because without what I'm telling you right now, you could just go be fearful and things like that if the spirit hits you, right? To be fearful, don't be fearful, y'all. These people are violent. They're all of that. They, you know what I mean? They're Satanists, you know, truthfully, okay? You know, but don't worry about nothing, okay? I've been dead, okay? It's a glorious thing, you know what I'm saying? And we got to just trust in the Most High and believe in the Most High, you know, when He says, fear nothing, okay? It's beautiful. He got us, you know what I'm saying? So, y'all be blessed out there, right? What about Cleveland, Ohio? I don't have nobody in Cleveland, Ohio yet, right? We just barely tapped into Ohio with Cincinnati, right? So if somebody is listening, you're a good, strong brother. You know what I'm saying? The older the better, but the older the better. But even if you're young, you know what I'm saying? It don't matter. Tap in if you're in Cleveland, Ohio, you know, and we can link you up with other people that are in Cleveland, Ohio, as they come forward, right? Because I see what the Most High is doing now, y'all. And this is, I mean, you know, this is it, y'all. Because I know my heart is pure. I know I ain't into nothing else, you know. I'm pure. My whole heart is on this internet, you know, on display, right? And I've always done that. I never hid anything from you, right? My whole sleeve has, you know, has been on this internet, y'all, right? But Shalom, we're gonna tap in. You know, as soon as I could get back, soon as I could get back here and hit this button, I'm gonna hit it, and we gonna talk, and we gonna hang out for another hour. When we at an hour and a half right now, you know, because of the announcements and things like that. But hey, you know, we're gonna talk later, y'all. Shalom, y'all go have a good day. Y'all go be loving and merciful because these are the attributes of the Most High in Christ, right? You know, they're gonna want to get you to fight. They're gonna want to fill your heart up with rogue feelings and things like that. Don't allow it. Don't let them do you like that. Don't let them do that because we're out of the spirit of the Most High in Christ when we're feeling those ways, right? So, you know, but hey, I never hit this button if I don't hit it right now, right? So, shalom, y'all. We'll talk later and hit the email and we'll continue our conversations over there through the day as I'm doing my thing, right? Okay? Shalom.